Let's see. So yeah, welcome to tonight's live stream. Live stream. Yeah. So if you don't know me yet, my name is HalcyonMusic, and I play anime songs on the piano. So nice to see you all here tonight. Right now, here it is 8:36 p.m. in Singapore. So I hope if you're in like Asia, then I hope you also have a good evening as well. But if you're in like Europe or in the US, then good morning, good afternoon. Then yeah. So for tonight's live stream, I'm going to do something quite special. So if you haven't seen the title yet, so for this live stream, I'm going to be reviewing or like reacting, depending on what you want to call it. But I'm gonna be reviewing Animenz's latest covers of Chainsaw Man, the movie. And I haven't watched his videos yet, so I'm saving it for this moment. So it's going to be my first time reacting to it. I don't know what to expect, and just gonna let you guys know what are my thoughts. And yeah, and maybe you guys can learn something new from this live stream as well. But before we start, let me just say hi to the people in the chat first. Oh, we have. Oh my god. Oh my god. YouTube has like changed all the names into like handle names, so it's quite hard to read. Esther, I think. Hello. Davis. Hello. Dev, I think. Tian Ping. Hello. Yuko, Brian, Harry. Um, YZ, Nozomi, I guess. I don't know. Garden, Nev, Hong, and also Ranking. Hello, hello. Takechi-san also. Hello. Hi. So yeah, welcome to tonight's live stream. So if you just joined us, tonight I'm going to do something quite special. So I'm going to be uh, reviewing or reacting to Animenz's latest covers live on stream. I haven't watched them before, so it's gonna be my first time watching it. So I hope that we all can learn something new from this live stream and see how different um, Animens arranges stuff compared to what I do. Um, yeah, so hope you enjoyed tonight's live stream, and it's gonna be like a new format. So I don't know how it's gonna work out, but hopefully you guys would enjoy it. And yeah, so I don't know how many of you guys have actually watched the movie, Chainsaw Man movie, but I watched it around like when it came out in Singapore. I think about a month ago, maybe. I think. Um, and so yeah, it was really an amazing movie. And so if you haven't watched it yet, and it's still like in the cinemas where you live, I highly recommend you go watch it. It's a really good movie. So yeah. So because tonight is gonna be like a reaction live stream, so I'm not going to be taking any song requests for now, but maybe like near the end of the live stream when I've done reviewing all of Animenz's arrangements, then maybe I could do some covers like requests as well. So anyway, well let's begin, I guess. So I thought about like which song to do first. So I guess I'm just gonna do it in like reverse order. So I'm going to be looking at Jane Doe first. It's gonna be Animenz's latest upload. So let's see. I think I have this loaded already, but I haven't watched it yet. So here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Wow. Okay. I think okay, that's before the chorus. So let me just pause here for a moment. I think the opening is quite interesting. Let's see. Let me play that again. Like Animenz added 2 bars in the beginning, which is not in the song. Like at the beginning, very here. That's interesting. And then he uses the same pattern here. And here it's actually quite similar to what I did, I think. There's a secondary melody here. Okay. Nice. I like the arpeggios going down. Yeah. Nice rhythm here. Nice. Okay, now we're back at the chorus. I think it's like similar to the first chorus here. I like the arpeggios that he adds here. Of broken chords. Whoa, okay. Interesting. I think this part is original. This part's original, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that it? There's still like... Oh, okay. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. A lot of interesting choices here, made by Animenz. Um. How do I? Where do I start? Let me think. Uh. I guess let me just go back to the beginning. I guess. Um. I think in the intro and also the like in the first part, like the intro, I think it's quite uh it's it's not exactly the original. Like here he adds like the here. But he adds these two like chords at the in the right hand, which is not in the original. In the original it's just like very simple there's no like chords in the right hand, right? But he added it here, which I think is quite interesting. Um I'm not sure what I'm not sure if it's like somewhat from the original, but I think it's something that Animenz added to make it like a bit fuller, the texture, I guess. So, and also he has big hands, so he could reach like very big chords very easily, which is something that I couldn't do that well. So that's the intro, I think. Yep, here. Yep. This part here is almost exactly the same as the original song. So in the left hand you have basically it's just the piano part from the original, and then he also adds the melody on top, which is basically the same as the original. And you can see he actually is able to reach like a tenth here with the left hand. So that's something that only he can do because I can't reach a tenth. So he can play the melody and the bass note at the same time. Anyway, yep, this part is quite close to the original. So here we have the like a secondary rhythm in the right hand. What's in? Wait, what's that? What's that? Let me see. It was like here. Yeah. So here Animenz added like an additional rhythmic part at the top, which again quite nice. But it's very hard to play actually. So here the melody is in the middle. So we have to do a bit of, if you're learning this song, if you're playing his arrangement, you have to be very careful with the voicing. So make sure you put more emphasis on the main melody and keep the upper part softer. I think that's my tip. And also the melody is shared by two hands at the same time, so that's also a bit tricky. Yep. So I think the chorus is quite straightforward. You have to run up with and then so this part is quite straightforward, I would say. It's just that he has a lot of inner voices which play the rhythm. There's a so again, it's a little bit tricky, but not that difficult. Here's the waltz part. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I think this part is again quite straightforward. But I guess the only thing that is worth paying attention to is that the articulation in the left hand. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you have that lift on the second beat, right? On the second beat. Lift, lift. So I think that's, make sure you have that waltz like motion going on. I think that's fine. So this part is actually again quite straightforward, but here in the second half of the waltz, this part is very nice. The counter melody here is very nice. The counter melody. So in the original song, if you remember, this part is sung by both Yonezu and also Utada. So you have Kenshi and Yonezu singing the lower part. This is the Kenshi Yonezu's part, and then Hikaru Utada, she sang the upper part. So here again, I think it's also nice that Animenz also put two voices here. So here you have the lower part by Yonezu. Again, this part in the middle voice, which is Kenshi Yonezu's melody. Again, it's quite tricky to bring out actually if you are using one hand, like the left hand. And there are a lot of like hand crossings, or not crossings, but like left hand and right hand both covering the inner voice. So this part needs a little bit of practice. Here the right hand joins. Again. So I think this part again, just a little bit of practice. Whoops, I'm about to start timing. Just a little bit of practice, then I think it's doable. But it's also very nice that Animenz also put two voices here in the arrangement. And then after this, you have what's next here? This is the quiet part. Yep. And for the second chorus, I think it's also similar to the first one. It's very close to the original. Then yep. So here comes the climax of the song here. And he adds like a little bit of like arpeggios and broken chords in the middle. If you didn't catch it, this is quite. What was that? So I think yeah, this adds a bit of texture to the part. Otherwise, it's just quite boring, right? So here, Animenz just use like broken chords to add a bit of like texture in the middle. We have a question from Jimmy. Hello, Jimmy. Is there a trick to keep the high note? What? Sorry. Is there a trick to keep the high notes melody going without interfering the main melody? Good question. Good question. So my advice would be, so for example, if we go back to the middle part, I guess, or like the first verse maybe. Let me see which part. Let's say here. If we go back to the beginning where Animenz plays this, you can see that it's around here, I think. Oh, it's before this. Okay. This part here. It's buffering. Yep. So you can hear, right? You can hear that there are two parts, right? This is the first part, and then you also have this. So if you want to keep the main melody clean, like not clean but prominent, I guess my advice when practicing this would be first, don't care about the voicing, just play the notes first. What's this? Just don't care about the voicing. And after you have like built up a bit of muscle memory, then you can start to think more about the voicing. So, for example, if when you're playing this part, you can lean or like put more force towards the thumb and the second finger, and also keep the upper part, like try to keep it like softer. You have to practice, like for example, holding this note and then playing this like softly. And yeah, just a bit of practice. I think that would be my advice. Yep. So I think let's move on to the last part. Around here, I think. Nice, nice. So here, it's basically the last verse. So here, what should I say? I think it's also again the very typical Animenz arrangement style, using like freehand technique, so to say. It's yeah, just a freehand technique. So again, just pay attention to the voicing. Then after that, right, yeah, after that is the end of the song. And here I'm actually quite surprised that he chose like he added like a quiet part for the ending. It's supposed to be loud in the original, but he used like a quieter part instead. It's a bit of improvisation here. It's something that Animenz added by himself. It's not the original song. And here is actually a callback to the earlier part of the. This part is from the part after the chorus, and here Animenz just repeat the same motif, but like at a different register. So it's an imitation technique here. Oh, we have a question from Burry Boy. What is your favorite Animenz Chainsaw Man cover? I haven't watched them yet. I haven't watched them all yet. So I've only watched Jane Doe and Kickback, I think. So I haven't watched Iris Out in the Pool yet. So maybe after I watch them, I can answer a question. But yeah, thank you for the question. So all in all, I think Jane Doe is a very solid arrangement, and a lot of first of all, my first impressions are that he extended the original song in a few different ways. So in the beginning, he added like this. This little like B minor 7 chord in the right hand, which is quite interesting. I think it suits the song quite well. And then he also added a little like improv section after the climactic part, which is like near the end. Here is actually a callback to the verse, the main melody, and then so yeah. So he added like a little bit of improvisation near the end, and instead of ending the song in like a instead of ending it like loudly, he actually put like pianissimo, like which I think is quite interesting. I might not agree with this choice personally, but I think it's quite creative. So after the chorus, this part. Yeah, he put like a quieter part to end the song, which I think is quite creative. And yep. And then the end is basically the same as the original. And here I thought he ended the arrangement, but yeah, he returned to the original. Yeah. Yep. So that's Jane Doe. Synthesizer, hello. Synthesizer says, hello. As an arranger, I feel like this song is one of the few that a solo piano arrangement can't completely cover the rhythmic and emotional feel of the original. which is why Animenz took the different approach to arrange it based on the narrative structure of the movie. Interesting take. I think um, for the first part, I think actually I would say Jane Doe out of, let's say, out of Iris Out in the pull and Jane Doe. I feel like Jane Doe is the easiest to arrange for piano because in the original song there is already a piano part, first of all, quite prominent as well. And then second of all, it's also not that like crazy fast and like stuff like that. So I feel like actually Jane Doe is like more approachable to like play on the piano because it's also again like very very emotional as well. The melody is so lovely. The melody is so emotional, like it's like a ballad, you know. Like Kenshi Onezu and Hikaru Utada like singing their hearts out. It's a very very emotional song, which I think the piano is quite naturally suited for. Um, and I think yeah maybe Animenz chose to end his arrangement in like a quieter way to fit the narrative of the movie, perhaps. So I think that's quite an interesting take. Um, yeah, so all in all, I think this is very solid. So yep. So that's Jane Doe. So hope you enjoyed this review. I think that's the first song. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. So let's see. Let's move on to the next. The next one is Iris Out. Yeah, so Iris Out. I have no idea what to expect because it's such a crazy song. So I am very excited to hear what Animenz has in store for us. All right. So again, it's my first time listening to this. I haven't watched it yet. So let's go. Wow, damn, that opening was crazy. That was so hard. The jumps in the left hand are so wide. Wow, damn, it's such a wide jump. That's crazy. It's like and then it's almost like 2 octaves. That's crazy. Yep, and then this part going down, you need a lot of practice for this. Like I don't even know what fingering to use here. Okay, but yeah, let's move on. You need a lot of practice for this. All right, let's see. What is that? What is that? Wait. That's a 10th, right? Wait. Stop buffering. What is going on? Yeah, it's like the left hand is like the C sharp minor chord, right? But damn, big hands. Animenz has big hands. Okay, before we move on, okay, what is that? Okay, I think the verse. The verse is actually is okay. It's quite straightforward, but then when it goes to the rap part, it goes crazy. Wait, let's hear. What is this? He just played all of this with his thumb, I guess. Like this repeated note here. He just like uses his thumb all the way, I think, if I noticed that correctly. Yeah. Wow, this is so hard. This is so like hard to do. If you haven't played the piano enough, then maybe you wouldn't know. But playing like repeated notes using the same finger that quickly, it's not very easy to do. And especially here when you have like such big chords, it is not very comfortable. I'm getting tired already. It's just not very natural to play it with the thumb alone. Again here, it's also very, very unnatural to play it with the thumb only. This B here. You have to pretty much brute force your way through if you use your thumb only. So I guess my advice, if I were to play this, I wouldn't use the thumb by itself. I would use like rotating fingers. So instead of doing 1 1 1 1 and then 2 3 5, I would use like let's see 1 3 2 1 and then this, right? One, two, three, one. And this part here, I'm not sure how to play this, but I think I would skip the bottom B, like for the chord, like this, perhaps. Right? Okay, let's move on. Oh, hello, Dennis. Hello. Dennis Bastos, welcome. Hey, glad you're here, and I'm glad you liked it. Also, Markitosh. Hello, thank you for support. All right, let's continue. Here's the chorus, I think. I don't know why it's buffering so much. Let me try to. Okay, the chorus is very explosive. That's one word I would describe it. It's very explosive and quite loud. Oh, all right. Oh, we have a question from Godsword Gamer. Hello, Godsword Gamer. Hello. He or she asks, "Hello, where are you from?" I'm from Hong Kong, but I am living in Singapore. So I'm a Hong Konger living in Singapore. I hope that answers your question. So I am not a native speaker. I'm not a native English speaker. So if my English is bad, then I'm sorry about that. If my accent is super weird, then I apologize. But anyway, okay, let's play the chorus again. I want you guys to pay attention to the left hand. Like look at the jumps of the left hand. Just pay attention, right? It's like a 2-octave jump. Yeah, that is not easy. And also, not only do you have to do like these like crazy jump. This is like 2 octaves. And also in the right hand, you have to like play all of these huge big chords. What's that? Right? So yeah, so these like big jumps are not easy to do, don't get me wrong, but I do have some advice for you guys if you want to like practice these jumps. So if you are practicing like these jumps or leaps, I guess my advice would be mentally just focus on one of the notes of the jump. So from here to here, right? From this F to this E. When I'm playing this, my eyes are looking at just this, just my thumb only. And I'm not looking at the bottom part of the piano. And I'm just focusing from this to this. I'm just focusing on my thumb. That's all I'm looking at. And the reason is that when I'm playing this octave, like I have my hand shape kind of memorized or like trained from practice, so I don't have to look at my pinky to know where to play. I just look at the thumb and I know where to play the bottom F. So all I'm looking at is just my thumb and nothing else. So from here to here is just from this F to this E. That's all I'm looking at. And to play the chord, it's just a matter of getting the shape of the hand correct. So that part needs practice. So you have this hand shape here, just put it here. And here, again, you have this like hand shape like this. So I had to like practice doing this many times. And after I get the hand shape kind of like memorized or like have my muscle memory strong, then I can just look at my thumb and focus on the top note of the leap. And this would make it a lot easier to mentally figure out how to do this. Right, so yeah, so that would be, so when it comes to like leaps and jumps, that would be my tip. Focus on just one note and use your hand shape to play the rest of the notes. But yeah, just think of the top note. Yeah, that's my advice. Similarly for the right hand, again, I'm just focusing on my thumb. So I'm just looking at my thumb when I'm playing this. So okay, we have a question from Markitosh. Do you have any advice to start playing piano and to improve like where to focus? Good question. I would say that first of all, you have to keep in mind that piano is not easy. So you do have to spend a lot of time playing it and practicing. But if you enjoy it, then I think it will be a lot easier. And I think it's not easy to say where to focus, but maybe if you're just learning the piano in the beginning, focus more on the posture, on how your hands, how you should play the piano in a good posture. Play simple songs and do it step by step. Then, as you get more comfortable, you can start to play more difficult songs. Yeah, so I guess that would be my advice. I'm not a piano teacher, so just take it with a grain of salt. Right. Ming says the handshake must be unchanged when playing. That is hard. Yeah, that is true. Like that's why it takes a lot of practice. So the shape of the hand when playing different chords, it's something that is natural to me, but it's because I have played the piano for like 20 years. So so it comes more naturally to me, but it does take a lot of playing to understand like the different shapes of the hand, like playing this chord, like this one, maybe like this one. You know, it's like it does get you need more like experience to know how to play it. All right, let's continue. Oh, what is this? Okay. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, well, that part was crazy. I have to listen to it again. That part is crazy. This part is crazy. Oh la la. Wait, it's this right here. It's from here. After the chorus. What the F is that? I saw something that is like demonically difficult. It's like inhuman. Let me, when the video stops buffering, maybe I can show it, but I don't know why. Because in 4K. Let me just turn it to like 1080p. Why is it in 4K? Yeah, Opus 10 number 2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. that was my first thought when I saw that. It's after this right here. Okay, this one here. What is this? Oh my god! Wow, that's like this one. Oh, that is like a Chopin Opus 10 number 2 kind of stuff. All right. Okay, so the second half it's okay, it just runs, but then that particular measure, that bar, that is crazy. So if you haven't, maybe I can play it in like half speed. I don't know if it works, but maybe I can play it in like half the speed, right? It's here. What? So this part, what's special about this part is that so what's special about this part is that basically you have this like chromatic scale going down, like this part. Normally, if you're like a beginner or an intermediate player, whenever your teacher tells you to play whenever a teacher tells you to play chromatic scales, you will do it with like 3-2-1, right? 3-2-1, 3-2-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-2-1, 3-1, 3-1. So that is usually what you do. But then But then here, what Animenz does is that, well, not what Animenz, but this is a reference to like one of the more famous Chopin etudes from classical music. So instead of using 3-2-1, 3-2-1, you have to use like 3-4-5. So basically, you have to use 3-4-5 to like go down this ladder. Something like that. So so that is, so why did I say it's from classical music? It's because in classical music, Chopin composed like a set of etudes, and in his etudes opus 10 number 2 in A minor, he has this same kind of theme going on. Wow, I haven't played this. I haven't learned that, so I don't know how to play that, but it's something like this. So again, you can see that you have to use like 3-4-5 to go up the stairs. 4-3-4-5. So yeah, this is very obviously a technique borrowed from classical music. Yeah, so that's very, very hard to do. Very, very hard. So the tricky part is to so if you're learning this song, this arrangement, then my advice for this part is that you have to learn how to rotate your hands and cross your fingers on top of each other. So like for this part, you have to cross your third finger on top of your fourth. You have to keep crossing your fingers to go up the stairs. And here in Animenz's arrangement here, it's the same theme. So you have to learn how to like cross your fingers under and above each other. So yep, so that is the tricky part. So that's why I was like, I saw it and I thought it was like, okay, that's crazy. Forrest Gump asked, "Oh, where are you from?" I am from Hong Kong, but I am living in Singapore. I hope that answers your question. Oh yeah, he has like a description. Oh yeah, Chopin Etude number 10, opus number 2, right? Yeah. Yep, yeah, that's what I recognize as well. So let's go back. Let's put this to normal speed again. Let's see. And then this run here, it's comparatively speaking not as difficult, but it's also just a matter of figuring the fingering. You just have to figure out the fingering that works for you. Yeah. This part is the same. Wait. Okay. What is this? I think he added like 4 extra bars to the middle section. Right? Am I tripping? Okay, so this part I like he added his own melody to this part. What the, okay. Like I don't know what was I don't know what was that, but like he added like a little bit of his own like melody. Which I think is quite neat. And then this part, oh, that's so fast. This part is not in the original song. Like he added four extra bars to the song, to the arrangement, which I think is quite interesting. Quite interesting. And yeah. Okay, so first of all, my thoughts about this part. Again is also very very like virtuosic. And then like and then you have to go down. Something like that, right? And then he played this. So this part here is again used by classical music pieces a lot. This kind of like broken chords pattern is actually quite prominent in classical music in like the Romantic era. So I think, yeah, this part is, I think for sure it's kind of inspired by classical music. And then yeah. So like for example, why am I saying that it's inspired by classical music? Is because like for example, again, in like Chopin's Ballade number 3, in the climax, Chopin also wrote something like. So this kind of you break a chord down into like this kind of pattern. It's also something that I see quite often in classical music. Yeah. We have Dennis Bastos in the comments saying that I don't know if I'm the only one, but sometimes I feel like Animenz overplay a bit and the songs loses a bit of its emotion. I do agree with this statement to a certain extent. I feel like especially with some of his recent arrangements, I think sometimes the virtuosic, the difficult parts kind of get a bit too much, and it doesn't really fit the original song, like the original emotion of the song sometimes. But yeah, I think that is a creative decision. So yeah. Oh, hello, Iman, I think, right? Hello, my friend. I missed you. I missed you too. Hello. All right, let's move on to the last chorus. I think it's a repeat, right? Yeah, it's a repeat. Oh, okay. This is again, I think from like the Chopin Etude. Okay, that's the end. Okay. I think my okay. What did? Yeah. Let's see. Oh. But yeah, I think overall my impression is that it is, I think again very typical Animenz style with a lot of like crazy runs and like difficult runs and like classical music inspired techniques within it, and um and I do feel like the middle part where he added this, and then I think in the middle part where he added this four extra bars, I felt like was a bit weird. I felt like it was a bit weird. Uh, I guess it's maybe because I've listened to the original song so many times that I it just felt a bit strange to hear like four extra bars in the middle out of nowhere, and especially that these four extra bars I feel like don't fit the rest of the arrangement that well. If we continue with this kind of like little insane like guitar riff like runs, I felt like it would be better, but using this kind of like broken chords technique doesn't really. I felt like it's a bit out of not out of place, but a bit doesn't fit with the rest of the song that well. That is just my opinion. But all in all, it's still a very crazy arrangement. So I guess if I were to summarize, it's that I think, but overall he captured the what's the like the feeling of the original song for the most part. It's he captured that like playfulness or like crazy essence of the song pretty well most of the time. And in the part before the chorus, my advice would be to use like rotating fingers instead of like what Animenz did using just a thumb. So I talked about that a bit earlier. And then in the chorus, when you have these like big leaps, again, my advice would be just to focus on the top part of the chord and then use your muscle memory, your hand shape to help you with the jumps. And then in the part after the chorus, you have this like Chopin-esque you have this Chopin-esque little etude going down, which I think it's actually quite very nice. I like this part a lot. He managed to like incorporate like these classical music ideas into this arrangement, which I think is very special. And then in the middle part, in the rap part in the middle, I think he kind of changed the chords a bit. So I'm talking about in the middle. It's something here. It's after this. Yeah. So I think this part is again very nice. Normally for these kind of like rapping parts, it's very hard to make up a melody for it. But here, I think Animenz did a perfect job, like recreating this part for the piano. And this part is the same as before. Oh, Kiansu. Hello, Kian. I don't know, sorry, how to pronounce your name, but 哈哈，我看了半个小时，我可以边读书，可以听歌，也可以练英文听力。哎呀，加油加油。um, Sandweiser says, I think Animenz focuses more on capturing the feel of the song rather than sounding the same, using the same notes. Yeah, I agree. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. I like this part. I like this part a lot as well. Right, everything up until this part, I think, captures the feel of the song very well. It's just that these 4 bars after this just felt a bit too clean. I mean, too clean is because for a lot of the song, for the rest of the song, a lot of the times he used a lot of like chromatic scales, right? Like even before these 4 bars, like there are a lot of like chromatic scales or like chromatic notes, but then the 4 bars after this is just there aren't any chromatic elements to it, which is why I find to be a little bit weird, like or a bit out of place. So here, it's there's no like if he added a bit of like chromatic notes or like just a bit of dissonance to these bars, I think it would be even better. That's my opinion. This is a repeat of the chorus. Boom. Here again, the etude reference. Yeah. Okay, that's the end of the song. Yeah, so I feel like overall this is still a still an amazing arrangement. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So that is Iris Out. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Okay. Any more questions in the chat? Animenz Scared Dokumi says, Animenz certainly nowadays focuses more on rhythm and emotion within his pieces. Yeah, perhaps. And Dodo asks a question. I wonder how you make the sound not overlap. Like so many times, like the scale parts, I feel like if I overplay a bit, I would just overlap because I sustain too much or something. Um, 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 how do I guess if you are talking about the sound being a bit too muddy or unclear, I guess there are 2 parts to it. First of all, maybe you are using the sustain pedal too much, so you have to practice playing with like a bit less pedal to make it less muddy, and also the finger work. So if we are playing like a scale, for example, make sure you don't hold the notes together. Not like this, right? You have to lift the fingers. Right. So that's this. That is a bit that is part of like fundamental piano practice. So I think that would help. Like good posture, good like hand movements, rotating your wrists, something like that. It's part of like fundamental piano practice. Um, Iman says, "Are you trying to imitate him or play like him? Please don't be offended." No, no, no. I'm not. I'm not offended by anything. No, no, no. I. But I'm certainly not like. I'm not trying to play like Animenz. I think over time, I feel like I still admire Animenz's arrangement style a lot, but I think I have also developed my own style. So I wouldn't say I'm trying to play like Animenz, but I take a lot of inspiration from him. But yeah, I am not offended if that's what you're worrying about. And no worries, no worries. So yeah, so that is Jane, not Jane, the Iris out. Um, Overall, a very crazy arrangement. That's really crazy. Um, so I guess we can move on to the last song, which is In the Pool. It is 5 minutes long, which I think is longer than the original, right? I feel like. But anyway, okay, let's see. Let's see what we have here. Interesting. Let me start again. By the way, if you're new here, if you're new to this live stream, this is my first time watching Animenz's cover, so it is my first time reaction. So if I am surprised, then you know why. This part here, what is? Interesting. Interesting. There is a lot of improvisation. This is a variation. That is the raindrop prelude. That is that. Interesting. That is the raindrop prelude, right? From Chopin again. So okay, let's go on. Uh, okay, this part is original. And they put the quote in the movie, in the video. Okay. I guess my first reaction is that, wow, this is very different from the original, but it captures like the same feeling or the emotion, I guess. So that is my first impression. Um, but before I move on to the video, let me read some chat messages first. Yeah, Ivan says, "Oh, the raindrop pedal. Yeah, that's in the middle." I like how he. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it later, but that's that is certainly interesting. Um, Ming says, "Watching my favorite YouTuber in one live stream. A. Hope. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming." Um, and Dodo says a lot of his arrangements feel very Chopin at some parts for the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc songs. Yes, I can. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can definitely. Yeah, I can see the Chopin inspiration as well. Maybe because the show. Yeah, maybe because the Chopin competition was held this year, and then like we all listen to a lot of Chopin. I listen to a lot of Chopin as well. Like I know a lot of Chopin pieces, so I think Chopin is, and also I feel like Chopin's classical music pieces, um, they they there are a lot of like elements or like motifs from those pieces that can be applied to like pop song arrangements as well. So it's kind of like flexible. and I feel like that's maybe that's why we see a lot of like inspiration from Chopin. Bright Boy says, "What piece was your favorite, Halcyon?" Okay, okay, having listened to all three of them, I think, uh, mm, I don't know. I feel like probably Jane Doe. Probably is my favorite so far. But let me go through this video again to see if I missed anything. Right. So okay. So at the beginning you have this. I think in the original song it's just like it's basically just chords in the original like soundtrack. But here, Animenz he added like a bunch of like arpeggios, like like here, going up, and then coming down. I guess he wanted to create like a flowing feeling for the introduction. Right? There's like a lot of like running notes, creating this kind of like forward momentum, which I think it's quite an interesting choice. I use the word interesting a lot. I'm sorry, my English vocabulary is very limited. But I feel like it's a very interesting choice. Like he uses these kind of like and then going up and then going down. Right. And then even when the main theme begins, he also add a lot of these running notes in the bottom, in the left hand. Which I feel like, yeah, it is for sure different from the original soundtrack, but I feel like it's a very interesting decision. Though personally I don't know what he said about this. Like upward arpeggio scales inspired by Ravel and Debussy, creating a sense of light gliding across the surface. I guess, yeah. But maybe in my mind, my image was that if you have watched the movie, in the beginning of the scene, it's actually a very like quiet, still moment. Like the pool is completely still. There's no movement. It's just like still water. So I felt like the beginning, at least to me personally, invokes a bit of like stillness and quietness. Like in the night, on the rooftop, like besides the pool, there's just Denji and Reze, two people. So I felt like personally, I felt like I would prefer a more like still approach to the introduction. Instead of having like a flowy feeling, I actually prefer to be more still. Like just let it sit like a pool of water, completely still. So I think that would be my feeling. But I still respect his choice here. Nothing wrong. It's just a creative decision, right? And it also sounds good, so nothing wrong with that. Takechi says Animenz wanted to create the water flowing in this piece, which I found very interesting. Yeah. I think that is the kind of feeling that he would like to create. So yeah, maybe that's why he chose this particular technique. So here, this part again, it sounds very simple, but it is actually a bit more complicated than you would think if you haven't played the piano, because the main melody again is in the middle of both hands, like in the middle, and then on at the bottom you have, but then at the top you also have this kind of like, so it sounds very simple, but it's actually not simple to play. It's very easy to like mess up the voicing here, just to say. But yeah, this part is very nice, very nice. Hello, Aoling. Hello. This part is like just improvisation. So here, this part again, I think it's similar to that part in Iris Out, right? You have these like broken chords going up. And then like but I here I think it's actually used quite well for this part. It suits the like grandiose feeling for this part. We have a comment from Ivan. Yeah, Ivan says, I also think it's very hard to cover parts where not much is happening on the piano, since it sounds pretty empty if you don't add extra stuff. In this case, a flowing style. Yeah, I kind of do agree to a certain extent. Because in the like, let's say in the original soundtrack or like even pop songs, there are like a lot of instruments, a lot of different parts, so it doesn't really sound that empty with like all of those like reverb effects and stuff. But when it's like a solo piano, yeah, sometimes it does feel a bit empty. Though I think that sometimes like emptiness is also a kind of effect as well. That like our piano arrangers or pianist can make use of. Like sometimes like emptiness is also a kind of effect in itself. Like for example, in Jane Doe, right? Like in Jane Doe, before the chorus, there's like just 2 bars of complete silence. Which I think is also an effect in itself. And also sometimes I feel like at least when I am arranging stuff, I'm also trying to remind myself that not every single bar has to have a lot of things happening. Sometimes it's just good to have like these kind of like empty moments as well. So yeah, just my 2 cents. um, and Dodo says, I feel like this is more like a calm ocean than a calm pool swim. Oh, perhaps. Ivan says, these right-hand arpeggios are probably the hardest part of the piece, in my opinion. Not this one in particular, but some of the ones have quite awkward fingering. Yeah, perhaps, yeah, that's true. Maybe it's easier with big hands, but I also don't have big hands. So I felt like, yeah, arpeggios are hard. Can be hard. So let's continue. This part is the raindrop prelude. I'm not sure what to think about this. I'm not sure what to feel about this. But first of all, I think it's very creative to actually relate this part to the Raindrop Prelude by Chopin. So if you guys don't know, like Chopin, in classical music, Chopin also composed this prelude called that people call the Raindrop Prelude. It's, I think, Opus 28, number 16. So it starts like this. So in this classical music piece, the special thing about this piece is that there is this ostinato. You can hear that this A flat is being used repeatedly throughout the entire piece. If you go listen to the Raindrop Prelude. And then and yeah, basically Chopin uses this A flat or G sharp in the piece as like a ostinato, like a repeated figure. And so I felt like being able to relate to this here in this arrangement is quite is quite creative, because here in this soundtrack in the pool, you can, if you haven't noticed yet, it's basically the same like ostinato, the G sharp in this case. So for this soundtrack in the pool and Chopin's Raindrop Prelude, they both share this idea of this G sharp or like A flat as like an ostinato figure. So I think that's why Animenz created this connection. So here when he played this part, he added a bit of like cameo from Chopin's prelude. So if I play this here again, in the left hand, so the left hand melody is actually taken from Chopin's Raindrop Prelude. Yeah, you can go listen to it later. But I think in the Raindrop Prelude, like maybe like one or two notes are different, but yeah, but basically the melody is the same. Yeah, so I feel like being able to add this here is yeah, I think quite an interesting choice by Animenz. So yeah, it is from the Raindrop Prelude by Chopin. So here is the silence, right? Like the moment before they jump into the pool. Okay, but before we move on, we have a chat from Takechi. Takechi says, I realized that Animenz has recently been using that type of broken chords a lot, like in section E and H and I of Iris Out. You can also find it in Freeman Medley. Yeah, this broken chord is like is quite a staple in classical music. It sounds very impressive as well, and also not that difficult to play. Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's why he added a lot of these. Like that's why Animenz added a lot of these patterns. All right, here is okay. Let's continue to the climax. Mm. All right, so again, like there's a lot of like arpeggios going up and down. It's like a harp, like going up and down, right? So this part here, yeah, I think it's also quite similar to the original soundtrack as well. And then the next part. Again, the broken chords in the right hand. Let me play that again. So here in the right hand, again, this broken chord pattern. You have this and then yeah, the left hand plays the melody. Is that nope. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, I like this build up a lot. Oh hi, we have Christina in the chat. Hello, Christina. Hello. Nice to see you here again. Ezzy Chung asks, what are the timers for? Oh, the timers you see on the screen it's just for reference, so that like when people want to rewatch the live stream, they know where to jump to for different songs. So it's just to keep track of which songs that have I done already. Yeah, so that's what the timers are for. And Dodo asks, how do you really make your chords really loud but doesn't sound like a smashing? How do you make your chords really loud but doesn't sound like smashing, right? Um, I think it's very difficult to say because to make your chords sound loud, you have to have like a very fast attack. So it's not about your hand. It's not about how far your hands travel, but how fast your hands strike the keys. So it does not matter if I go like from very high to the keys. I can still play very soft, right? But all it matters is the velocity, the speed in which you attack the keys. So you don't have to do it like this to play very loud. You can still play very loudly, like by having your hands on top of the keys, basically. It's all it matters is like the speed of our attack, and so, um, uh, I feel like if you have this like motion of striking the keys, it helps you produce that sound. So it's not about like going from very far away to the piano, but it's about striking the keys at like a velocity. So I guess that's my 2 cents. Oh, hello Yun. Hello Nocturne. Hello. Nice to see you here in the chat. So we are doing a live reaction or like review of Animenz's arrangements. So we are here. We are about halfway through in the pool. Yeah. So for the chorus and for the part after the like, climax, it's very close to the original, and it's there's a reason. I think it's because in the original soundtrack, there's also this like it's also a very um like piano concerto feeling, from like classical music. There's also a very um, a very grandiose, a very rich, like very heavy chords kind of feeling in the original soundtrack. So that's why I feel like here when Animenz uses all of these like arpeggios and broken chords to create this kind of rich texture or like rich like chords, I think it suits the feeling quite well. Like all of these like arpeggios, they create a lot of like sound, right? And so it creates a lot of energy for this part. And after the energy dies away, now is the quiet part, right? So if you notice, after the climax here, you need to give it time to like make the sound go away first before you continue to this quiet part. So this is the transition to the last part. This part is like an original edition by Animenz, like a cadenza or like a recitativo at the very end. So actually, when he played this part, I thought he was gonna do like here, right? So when he did this part, this trill, I thought he's gonna do like I thought he's gonna do something like Moonlight Sonata. But anyway, he didn't do that. Anyway, that's the end of the piece. Right. Well, I think all in all, I feel like this arrangement of In the Pool, the soundtrack, I feel like it is yeah. Again, very virtuosic. A lot of a lot of like arpeggios, a lot of like chords going up and down, that kind of stuff. And I think it suits it also fits the soundtrack quite well, this arrangement. And also he added a bit of like cameo of the Raindrop Prelude, which I think is quite creative and certainly very unexpected. And then at the end, I think the coda that he did, like the outro, the outro that he composed was also very nice. So I feel like so I think he added like Animenz added a lot of his own creative ideas to this piece, and it also I think complements this piece quite well. And if I were to give some advice on how to practice this piece, it would be I guess it is basically a study of arpeggios. This arrangement, you have a lot of like for example, in the beginning you have this scale going up and then going down, and so like this. So a lot of these arpeggios happening, especially in the middle part when it comes to the climax. You have to practice this part going down. I don't even know how what he played, but something like this. A lot of these like arpeggios going up and down, and also broken chords as well. So it is certainly a very challenging arrangement, I would say. And I guess it is mostly built upon like arpeggios, and I guess there are some parts that require like a bit of like freehand technique as well. So it's quite again, I think in terms of difficulty it's quite similar to like all of his other arrangements as well. So yeah. I think that's it. So I think I have reviewed all three of his recent arrangements. And overall, my comment or like uh, my uh, my thoughts would be it is like it is like his typical arrangement style. And I'm also very happy that he arranged these three songs because like these three songs are also some of my favorite songs of the year from anime. So I'm very happy that Animenz decided to come back after 1 year break to do like the Chainsaw Man arrangements. So I felt like, I felt very happy that he decided to arrange these songs, and I think I learned a lot as well. Um, a lot of his ideas as well. I learned a lot. So I think if I were to say which one was my favorite, I would say, it's either Jane Doe or this one. I'm not sure which one is better. Which one I like better? Maybe Jane Doe. Maybe. I felt like I guess for Jane Doe it's a bit more it felt more I'm not sure how to describe it, but it just resonates with me a bit more. But it's hard to say which one is my favorite. Anyway, yeah, I felt like I felt like if I were to learn these arrangements, it would take me quite some time to play well. So they are not easy to play. But but on like first glance, it looks approachable. It's not crazy difficult, but it is approachable and also natural for the hands, I feel like, just from looking at it. So yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I have to say about these three arrangements. Um, let me read the chat for a bit more. Nocturne says, "Cool stream reviewing Animenz. I must stop and come back to this a bit later." Yay! Thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. Also Kian Su says, "刚刚你小说了钢琴神剑英文神，每个礼拜开直播哇，没有时间了。So Kian says Kian says if I could do like a live stream every week, but honestly, it's a bit tiring to do a live stream every week. So I try to do it I try to do it once a while, but I don't think I can do it once a week. So Yun says it's impressive how you can play it all by ear. Okay, just full disclosure, I'm not playing it by ear. I have like reference sheets in front of me. So I'm full disclosure, I'm not that good enough to copy what he's playing by ear completely. Like first time, right? I do have like reference sheets in front of me that I'm reading. So I wish I could be that good, but I'm not, sorry. Yeah. All right. I think that's it for this live stream. I hope you all enjoyed this content. I know it's a bit different than my usual live streams, but I just thought that since since these three songs are some of my favorite songs this year, and Animenz also arranged them, I thought it would be like nice to take a look and take a look at what Animenz has done. So I hope you all enjoyed this live stream, and I hope that you all learned something as well.